Brandon Judge versus Jack Lazarus. All hell has broken loose in the ring. Oh God, he broke him! Suplex from the top of the cage. Are you kidding me? It's over! It's over! We have a new champion of the world!
Today's episode of Wrestling News Today is brought to you by Wrestling GM. Available on Android and iOS on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Get ready to embark on a GM experience you've never had before. Hey, how's it going, folks? Well, we have a packed edition tonight of Wrestling News Today following the Wednesday Night Wars between AEW and NXT. Both shows I caught up going back and forth with both shows, and quite honestly, I enjoyed NXT's show a little bit more, but we will have some news coming in from both of those shows, as we did see the Good Brothers make their AEW debut, teaming up with Kenny Omega, who replaced the Young Bucks in that six-man against the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight. Also in the main event, we saw Darby Allin retain the TNT Championship against Cage. And coming up in the future weeks, we do have Beach Break February 3rd. One match has been announced, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. And on the episode next week, we do have an Inner Circle Tag Team Challenge, as well as the Hardy Party versus Matt Sydal and Top Flight. Jon Moxley will also be in action, and it is -1's birthday celebration as Adam Page and Dark Order will face TH2 and Chaos Project. As far as NXT, we did see the debut of MSK, formerly known as Xavier and Wentz of the Rascals, former Impact Wrestling stars. They made their debuts. They have new names, Nash, Carter, and Wes Lee. They did get a first round win over Isaiah Swerve Scott and Jake Atlas in the Dusty Classic opening round tag team match. And we also saw Undisputed Era defeat Breezango in another first round match, and the Grizzled Young Veterans defeat Everrise in a first round Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic match. Next week, they're going to start the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament. There's 4 teams involved: Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, and Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. So it's going to be interesting. They're going to be doing 2 of these Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classics at once with the men's and the women's. And as far as other wrestling news, it does look like former, I guess you could call him current Evolve champion, because he's never lost the title, but Evolve doesn't really exist as it was purchased by WWE. Josh Briggs, he will now go by Joshua Bruns. I believe that's his real name in WWE, as WWE has filed trademark for that name. So in the upcoming weeks, I guess we'll see him make his WWE debut under the name Joshua Bruns. He was the Evolve World Champion prior to Evolve being sold to the WWE. WWE also, they passed on one of the biggest stars in wrestling as far as Ring of Honor World Champion Rush. WWE apparently did pass on signing him, according to Wrestling Inc., as WWE was in talks with Rush to join the promotion. AAA was actually acting as his representative during the negotiations, but WWE reportedly turned down whatever Rush was asking, saying that the price was too high. And Rush, I guess it is believed that he has either come to terms or re-signed with Ring of Honor, as he currently does hold the Ring of Honor World Championship. He retained that title last month during the Final Battle pay-per-view. And this goes into WWE offering lower guarantees, something that's a continued trend to both signed and unsigned talent, as Fightful recently reported that Retribution, they signed new deals last year, not including Mustafa Ali, as he currently has a deal, but I guess the other members, T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack, and Reckoning, signed new main roster deals with the WWE, and they were offered $250,000 each per year, which I guess is a little bit less than WWE was offering a lot of other talent prior to the pandemic. So that is something that they offered those Retribution members. And I guess Rush, he's making good money in Ring of Honor as their top star, their champion. And I guess whatever he was asking the WWE, they didn't want to fork over. And let's get into some news regarding the Superstar Spectacle, as that is WWE's next big event before the Royal Rumble. It is their Indian special. Will be on Sony 10.1, Sony 10.3, and Sony Max at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. It'll emanate from the WWE Thunderdome. It'll have commentary in both English and Hindi. It'll be a 2-hour special featuring WWE's Indian talent alongside top stars from Raw and SmackDown. And WWE has confirmed the following stars are scheduled to appear: Rey Mysterio, Charlotte Flair, AJ Styles, Bayley, The New Day, Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, Ricochet, and Drew McIntyre. I guess that with Drew McIntyre, that all depends on his health, if he will be back by then, but he is advertised, as well as WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair. They will also showcase their Indian talent with Jinder Mahal, the Bollywood boys, Samir and Sunil Singh, Indoshir, Jeet Rama, Kavita Devi, and Giant Zanjeer, and Dishler Shanky, both 7 feet tall. They're trainees with the Great Khali, and Guru Raj, the Indian-born high flyer in the WWE. So that is a Superstar Spectacle, and that is going to happen on the 26th. I believe they are taping on the 21st. For those who were part of tonight's NXT action, you may have noticed, if you were in the Thunderdome, the virtual viewership for that was a little bit different, as they were not using WWE's traditional Thunderdome website. They were using a company, IOTA.com, which also hosts The View. In order to go into the Thunderdome for NXT, you must provide a photo ID, and you must also have a U.S. address and be 18 years of age or over. So there is some different rules for joining the Thunderdome inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for NXT. Let's move on to some Impact Wrestling news, some big news from Impact, as they have announced a new commentary team. Josh Matthews will no longer be on commentary with Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne is supposed to make an announcement at Hard to Kill this weekend on her future. Basically, the story is she is reportedly leaving wrestling and pursuing something different. Josh Matthews has been promoted to a senior role in the company backstage. So now their commentary team will consist of Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown. That is the news for today. WrestlingNewsToday.com. As always, you can go to HeelByNature.com for the latest up-to-date wrestling news all day, every day. And then once a day, we're HeelWrestlingNews.com on YouTube. Hit subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Hit follow or subscribe.